Build 42.6 just dropped, and I'm going to save you all some time by cutting this huge list down into the most important things. But none of them are more important than hitting like and subscribe. We are so close to 10k. Thank you. Alright, starting off with the new additions. Pickaxing ore, limestone or flint deposits will generate masonry XP, 5 XP per item produced. Added the item and recipe for crafted hide pants. Added the item and craft recipes for hide hooded jackets and tank top, and also a hide dress. Hide coats and jackets need 3 buttons or large bone beads to craft. They added short, normal length and long hide skirt clothing items and their craft recipes, along with adding clothing items and craft recipes for skirts in varying lengths made from garbage bags and tarps. Very fashionable. Aside from serving as a source of generating Taylor XP, and in the devs' words, the garbage bag skirts look like something Hellraiser or World of Warcraft would wear, so they might be useful for some OC/RP/fashionoid purposes. I've never heard the word fashionoid until now, but I quite like it. I usually refer to myself as drippy, but that has another meaning which paints me out to be a weirdo. They added metal artifacts to forage loot, added gold and silver coins to artifacts forage loot, added ISO object set highlight color and related methods that work independently for each split screen player. It's good they're ironing out split screen because it is very fun to play that way. They updated the ad for the Irvington Gun Club, and the big one is added bendable fences framework, only for wire fences, for now. Breakable fences are here, and they look great. It might not seem like a big deal to some people, but I'm telling you, this will definitely change the way we play the game, at least a little bit. It can be turned off in sandbox, but by default it will be on. So these big compounds are no longer invincible. Kinda scary, but very good. I love the idea of having to maintain your perimeter, repair the fences, so I'm excited for this one. Now they will show crafting inputs by uses if the whole item is not consumed. They added a whistlebone and keyring forge to the artifacts forage loot. Updated tutorial tooltip about aiming. They added item and recipe for a bone whistle. Added item and recipe for forged gold and silver keyrings. These keyrings can be made at 0 level blacksmithing skill and don't require knowing a recipe. So with them and the trash bag skirt, it seems to add in more low level options where you can just grind them out for XP. They added items and craft recipes for a stone mace head and long stone mace. The stone mace currently has the wrong weapon model, using the same one as the long mace, and will be replaced shortly. Stone maces are slightly less durable than metal maces, but otherwise identical. A character with masonry skill of 8 can craft a stone mace head. Added clothing items and craft recipes for a rag bandana and a leather strip headband. Pretty drippy. Alright, I'm gonna stop saying that. Kinda gross. They added some new clothing items to some zombie outfits. Added new icon and model variation of the crystal item. They added a large crystal item. This is a mineral specimen as opposed to the metaphysical crystals. They added a recipe for making guacamole. It can only be learned by leveling cooking skill at the moment. They updated sound banks, plus adding new sounds for animals breaking down fences. Damn, we're gonna have prison break with animals now. Got cows running through fences to escape. How dare he? Alright, it's time for a quick break from my awful jokes with a message from today's sponsor. If you would like to play with your friends today, you can do so with Indifferent Broccoli, who provide a seamless server hosting experience that you can test out for 2 days completely free. And the best part, no credit card is required. Simply click on the link in the description or pinned comment, choose your region and player account, then launch your server and have fun. It really is that easy. But if you face any issues, Indifferent Broccoli provide 24/7 human support via Discord. So head on over and get set up. They added gold coin, silver coin, stone mace head to forage loot. They updated fence thumpers required to be a user specified value, -1 to 100. -1 or 0 disables zombies bending fences. They added tripping of players when sprinting over collapsed fence tiles. Added fence debug option, bend fence towards player. Sidebar icons are resized after the sidebar icon size is changed. Added some depth map, new events for chicken foley. Play sit-down fabric and stand-up fabric sound by default when getting on and off furniture. I wonder if they'll do a leather one of that. You know how your skin gets stuck to the leather when you're really hot and sweaty? That'd be a lovely drippy sound. They added various menu display item icons, the health panel context menu for bandaging, disinfecting, etc., the fill context menu for adding water to items, and the wash context menu for washing items. They added a raccoon's head 3D model, a skeleton inventory icon, and smashed and sliced pumpkin and related recipes. They also added a few missing items for icons. Plus, weapon-specific sitting on furniture animations. I like that. And the final one is item icons to the Take Fuel context menu. And that leads us on to the balance section, where they removed some instances of unwanted trees, though there are still some unwanted trees left that they need to explore. They improved shooting handgun recoil at floor and up, adjusted the chances for firewood to appear less often across all common biomes, which effectively makes all of the categories appear more often. Adjusted wild plants to be much more common across all biomes. Adjusted dogbane specifically to be much more common, both in the category and in each zone. It is now the most common wild plant. Adjusted twine and rope recipe inputs for dogbane to be 1 and 2, matching the hemp recipes. So twine is like an endless commodity now with how much you can find dogbane. They updated foraging for search focus and sprite affinity to have a much greater role and effect when searching for specific categories. They updated foraging to prefer the focus category set when choosing an affinity category for a sprite. Garbage bag and tarp head sacks, tank tops and short skirts will require less duct tape to craft. Hide and leather tailoring crafts now require the sharp knife or scissors used to not be dull. They increased the durability of mace heads. And nail-spiked weapons will drop 1 unit of nails on the ground when they break. That's cool. Smaller weapons require less nails to spike than larger weapons. This requires adding a second recipe to handle the smaller weapons, but the existing recipe also uses a fair amount of nails. Can reinforced and sheet metal reinforced baseball bats will degrade slightly faster, but only slightly. Sheet metal reinforced baseball bats are slightly heavier. They increase the skill level to forge goblets, as they are much fancier than metal cups. Reduced the bite and scratch protection for crafted hide pants, coats and jackets to 10/20 from 20/40. Hide clothing should be inferior to proper leather clothing. Adjusted the requirements for several hide clothing recipes to make them more practical to perform in the forest map scenario. The crude hide clothing recipes can use thread or twine interchangeably. This is because thread may be difficult to produce in some scenarios. Additionally, the crudest of the hide clothing can also be crafted with either an awl or sewing needle. Again, this is so players can produce the barest minimum of clothing in forest map scenarios. So they're definitely improving the wilderness lifestyle experience. The higher tier hide clothing requires the recipe to be known or researched. Characters with the tailoring trait will know the recipes, and a magazine also teaches them. They balance the garbage bag and tarp clothing to have consistent scratch defense. Garbage bag provides 5%, tarp provides 10%. The simplest garbage bag clothing items do not require scissors or a sharp knife to produce. Tarp clothing now has a 1 higher skill level to produce versus garbage bag clothing, as it is better. Updated the bowl of cereal items hunger and thirst to match the used ingredients. Increased the base poison effect from drinking fluids. Removed ammo straps from forage loot. Changed thumpers to damage to be a scaling value, which reduces as the fence is bent further. Removed fences becoming weaker as they are bent, as they now require less zombies per stage. Added damaging of fences when zombies climb through gaps when present on late stage bendable fences. This allows zombies to break the fence fully after a lot of zombies climb through, even if they stop thumping due to the easier path. Damage amount is a random small value adjusted by the sandbox setting, fence damage multiplier. They balanced butchering on the ground, and boredom inside structures increasing too quickly. Balanced time for animations that are too short for sound effects / timed action length. Updated trapping zone support. They made the jumbo trees, 1 by 1. If that means we're going to get giant trees that are the size of a tile, that would be very cool. I would love to build a tree house in one of them actually. They updated all the biomes and updated alcohol percent for some fluids. Alright, that's the most of it for balance. And now onto the section that is usually the longest by far, the fixes. But don't worry, I always cut this one down a lot. Especially because a lot of these are very small, niche problems I've never even heard of. Even like this one. They fixed the game quitting to menu on hitting zombies that are attacking windows when multi-hit is enabled. Fixed roadkill animals giving 0 calorie meat. Fixed walking over certain tiles causes the screen to go black at Animal Farm. Fixed zombies losing character that ran behind vehicles. Fixed disassembling floors leads to black voids you can fall into. What a way to die that would be. You'd be pissed. Fixed the 4-leaf clover keyring never spawning as loot. Fixed door highlighting in split screen when a key is selected in the player's inventory. Fixed corpse highlighting in split screen. Fixed character gets stuck in aiming mode with spears near fences. Fixed manually drinking water from an item or tile, not drinking enough to remove all thirst. Fixed garden forks being lighter than other spears. Oh, I didn't know about that. That's pretty OP, because they are very good. They fixed the weights of maces, they were too heavy, and long maces, they were too light. Fixed the charge attack, makes Zeds replay their dying animation. Fixed poison from drinking fluids, not being modified by iron gut or weak stomach traits. Fixed creating animal zone in the basement throws an error. Fixed rendering issue when creating animal designation zones above or below ground level. Fixed error when character finds some items through foraging. They also fixed missing animal designation zone icon in the D-pad right radial menu. They fixed shooting while holding Alt, knocks Zeds down instantly. Fixed animals in trailer giving birth, put the babies outside of the trailer. Fixed some raccoon definitions. Fixed foot stitches not making character limp. Fixed crawler zombies not freezing their correct death pose. Fixed active vehicle light textures being affected by ambient lighting, making them too dim at night. They fixed players that can phase through walls by resting on furniture near windows. Fixed walk to while dragging corpses. Fixed being able to transfer liquids from sealed bottles. Fixed standing up while aiming causes characters' upper torso to spin. Fixed character's model appears crooked while taking pills and crouching past furniture. Fixed character's model is crooked while crouching and reloading. Fixed coffee machines not working if water container has less than 1 liter of water. Fixed character does repeated shoves when shoving after shooting empty gun. They fixed the tree falling sound being too loud. They fixed water dispenser not holding as much liquid as the bottle. They fixed flour having no nutritional values. Fixed players being able to click through walls to toggle doors. And finally, they fixed not being able to pet rabbits. Well, that's the biggest, most important one. Save the best for last. How am I supposed to live if I can't pet the little rabbits? And with that comes the end of the video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.